Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk through the Arkle, which is the second race on the Tuesday and promises to be a pretty decent race if you think back to the years before we saw Shishkin win it last year for Nicky Henderson. That was probably one of the performances of the meeting, and he's definitely gone on to better things this season, and he might just be winning the Queen Mother Champion Chase on Wednesday as well. He's short enough in the betting to do that, and I'd love to see him do so. Nicky Henderson has also trained Altior, who won this race about 5 years ago now, and he came into the race already rated 170, which for a novice chaser is just unbelievable, and I think he probably was the best performance I've seen in this race for a long time. This year's renewal probably isn't the strongest. I don't think it'll take a whole lot of winning, and that's shown by Edwardstone at the top of the market at 2-1. Now this horse hasn't done anything wrong over chases. It's danced every dance for Alan King. It's won 3 of its 4 starts. Only defeat was when it was brought down on debut, but since then it's been pretty electric. It's beat Third Time Lucky twice, who's definitely no mug for the Skeltons, and last time it was a pretty convincing win against Third Time Lucky. Edwardstone won by 4 lengths in the end, 4.5 lengths actually, and I don't think there was any obvious excuse for Third Time Lucky, who has just been caught out at this top level, but I still have a suspicion that Third Time Lucky might just be better with time if he can turn up. I think he's a hard one to get right, but if he does fully turn up, he could play a force in this Arkle. But back to Edwardstone, he's improved a lot. He jumps well. He wasn't the best hurdler ever, but he's really transitioned to fences quite well, and he's definitely the right favourite, I think, at 2-1. Although one that could be very beatable, one of the more beatable favourites of the meeting. Blue Lord sits at 5-2 in the market. Now he won the Irish Arkle, so it's a logical step to head to the Arkle, but there is question marks of whether he would have actually won that race if Riviere de Tel didn't make a meal of the last fence. I think he was caught out. His jumping wasn't the best down the back. He got in tighter to a few of them, and he just didn't jump with his usual fluency, and I think it might have been the strong pace that he hasn't really encountered over fences yet. He hadn't had too many tough assignments, and then heading into the Irish Arkle, I think that caught him out, but I think he'll learn plenty from it. He's still managed to win, so at 5-2 for Willie Mullins, who definitely knows how to get one ready for this race. He could just be a danger at 5-2, and you suspect we might see a different Blue Lord at Cheltenham, and if we do, 5-2 could just be a pretty nice price. Now Riviere de Tel was the horse that Blue Lord beat, and she is a very likeable mare. She's already had quite a few runs this season, and I think that experience will suit her pretty nicely for Cheltenham. She's, as I said, she's battle hardened, she's very tough, and if she goes from the front or sits close to the pace, she'll get weight from the other horses, and I think she'll be one that'll be quite hard to pass, because she's maybe not the quickest horse of all time, but she's not short of stamina, so she'll definitely be staying up the Cheltenham Hill against a few horses where stamina might just be a question mark compared to her. Now moving on to some at each way prices, Third Time Lucky was electric in the early season. He probably jumps the fence the best out of all of these in the lineup when he's on song. If you remember back to his early performances at Cheltenham, they was very impressive against some horses in behind which are decent enough in the form of Buddy Luck, who's short enough in the Grand Annual early on in the season. And I think this horse, if he turns up, if Dan Skelton can work the Oracle with this horse, I think he does have the class to go on and win this. I think he has a little bit extra than some of these shorter in the market, but it's just if the Third Time Lucky that is 100% on his A game turns up on the day, which is a question mark, but at an each way price of around 7-8-1, that's the risk that you're going to be taking. Some of the horses that ran in the Irish Arkle, well, Hat on Calor fell very early on. It was very hard. It's impossible to see where he would have finished that day. I think he was short enough in the betting heading into the race, which does suggest that a big run was expected, but heading into the Arkle after just one completed race over fences and one fall would just be a question mark, but he's completely unexposed, open to any amount of improvement. But I think he's one where he might just not have enough experience compared to Olivier Detel, who has plenty of runs at this time. And also Saint Sam, who finished third. I think that was a good performance because the pace was strong and he was up with the pace all the way for Rachel Blackmore and only finished around 5 lengths off the lead. So he's definitely one to take out of that race. Whether he can reverse the form with the other two, well, that's a question mark. But for sure, I think that he is also a decent enough horse on the day. But coming to the verdict, for me, even though Third Time Lucky was beaten last time, I'm just going to stick with this horse. It might just become a cliff horse like Samoa has come to me. We'll get onto him in a couple of days when I talk through the Champion Hurdle. But Third Time Lucky, I've just got a feeling back at Cheltenham we might just see a better performance. And I'd also make a case for Olivier Detel at 7-2 getting the weight. So both of them will be my plays for the Arkle at this stage. Of course, there's a lot of water to pass under the bridge until we get to Cheltenham, so hopefully all of these turn up in one piece and there'll be one very good race for sure. Probably not as good as the Supreme, but a good race nevertheless. Now let me know in the comments down below which horse is going to win the Arkle, or if you like one at a bigger price. I haven't really touched on any bigger than 10-1, so if you've seen something I haven't, let me know in the comments down below with your reasoning. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you next time where I'm going to preview the Ultima, which looks like an absolute stormer.